Hello, my name is Larry Childress, and I want to take this time to brag on God. One of the things that I have learned throughout my life and history is that it is really important for us to take some time to go back and reflect on our lives to see where God has brought us through some very, very difficult and almost impossible situations. About 18 years ago, I got what I'd like to call today a Damascus Road experience. I got an experience that God delivered me from that only God could have delivered me from. After taking several tests for some kidney stone issues that I had been having and being very, very busy at my job there at a medical device company, I received a call from my office from my doctor. And when I answered the call, it was the doctor himself calling to tell me that one of the tests that he had given revealed some malignancy. And of course, I heard nothing after he said malignancy. And after that, he knocked the breath out of me and I recovered, and he had hung up and I had long since forgotten what he said. I started to think about what I was going to do with that information. And I called a few people who were important in my life. Obviously, I got up the nerve to call my wife to tell her what had happened. I called my best friend to tell him what had happened, what I had just gotten. And of course, I talked to myself about this situation that I had the information that I had just been given. My wife prayed instantly on the phone. I just went into prayer mode instantly. Of course, I couldn't pray. I was too scared to pray. I was too shaken up to pray. And I called my buddy and told him what was happening. And of course, he started talking about doing some research. And so those two people got busy, and I got busy as well, but I got busy planning a funeral. And so after some planning and talking to the doctor, my wife and I went to the doctor, and he gave me my options for this cancer that I had. And he never said cancer. He said malignancy. And I'm glad he didn't say cancer, because I would have been even more shook up. But after talking to my doctor, he had given me some options that I could treat this cancer with. And I chose to use the option to go with a radical surgery. And again, in the meantime, my wife is praying, I'm praying, but not really. And I'm planning for the funeral more than praying. And of course, my buddy is doing research from all over the country. And to make a long story short, the doctor scheduled my surgery about 1 month from the time that he had talked to me. And I have never seen 30 days take so long to go by. But during that 30 days, God talked with me. I talked with him. I regularly talk with him. But this time, the difference is I listened to him. And I got to a place of peace where I knew that only God could deliver me from this situation. My doctor couldn't do it. And I learned during this process to trust in God for everything. Went in for the surgery. About 50 people from the church were there to pray with me before I went into surgery. Of course, my family, my mom and dad were all there. And again, I look back on the situation now and see how God worked through this situation and gave me peace through the storm. The fear went away, even though I was still planning the funeral. The fear went away and I was at peace. And sometimes I believe that it's necessary for God to allow storms in our lives in order for us to see him more clearly. And I have learned, and I live by this scripture, and I have to read it to you because I want to make sure that I don't miss any of it. The scripture says in Romans 8:28, and we know that God causes everything to work together for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purpose for them. That is my brag on God. I encourage you to brag on God, continue to brag on God, and know that no matter what your situation is, that God has got it under complete control. We just have to let go and let God. Thank you very much.